All right, so today we're going to go over OneNote, which is an app in Microsoft's Office suite, and you can get it as a desktop program or as a mobile app or a cloud-based app. We're going to look at the cloud-based app version because we're working in the cloud in these newsletters. And so we're going to start off with OneDrive, which we talked about last week in the newsletter. So if I click on OneDrive, it's going to open up my little file cabinet filled with my folders and files that I've put online. I'm a pretty big fan of folders, as you can tell. And to create a new OneNote notebook, I have to be in my OneDrive and I'll click New. You don't have to be in OneNote notebooks. I just like organizing things. And you would click New, OneNote Notebook. I'm going to do a title. So this will just be a, let's name it Sample Notebook. And it's creating it for me. So it pops up automatically in a new tab, as you can see here. And I'm just going to go over some of the specifics with you to start. So within OneNote, imagine this is a virtual binder. And there's many different functions you can use to really get the most out of this. So if we're imagining this as a binder, this area called Section is where your binder tabs would be. And these pages are like the actual loose leaf paper pages that you would go and put in between each section. So if I wanted to create a section, I'd click Section and I'll title it Section 1. Okay. And then whatever is up on top here will be the title of my page. And I would put anything else down here. There's a couple other functions that we can do. So for example, if I right click, which I'm not sure how to do in a Mac, guys, sorry. I can have the option to create little check boxes to make a checklist. I can create little tags. So if I'm taking notes and I want something to pop out, there are options here. Another option that you have as an adult working on this is you can insert tables, pictures from your computer, pictures from the web. If you have a file that you want to input in here, you can do it as a printout or put it on as an attachment. You can record audio. You can put in forms. We don't have this yet. You'll get a message when you click on this, so this isn't quite there yet. Within Draw, you have the option to use a pen and physically draw examples of things. You can erase it when you're done, and then go back to Type to get your font back. OneNote also has the benefit of within the View ribbon, so each of these are tabs and this is a ribbon, you can go into Immersive Reader, which again changes the look of your page. Again, I don't have anything written here, so Immersive Reader is a little bit confused. And also from the Home option, you can do spell check and dictate. So all of these are tools that you can use as an adult, but also that when students use and become more comfortable with the OneNote notebook, they're able to utilize both Immersive Reader, spell check, and then also dictation. Dictation doesn't appear, you can always search for it here. I use my OneNote notebook for organizing all of the things that come up in technology. I have a running to-do list that I share with Ben, the academic aide, and that we have for keeping track of devices. I use it to take meeting notes, and I have a technology meeting notebook as well too. If we go over to this tab here, I want you to take a look at my OneNote class notebook, and it looks a lot different. There's a lot more sections and quite a few more pages. Students have access to this OneNote notebook. Right now you're seeing a teacher view. From the teacher view, I have control over all of the content. I created the sections and then I added the students in. Students, when they log in, will only be able to see their pages, not everyone else's. Only the teacher can see all of the student pages. The agenda pops up as the first thing that they see always, so that when they first log in, they know exactly what is coming. We have a collaboration space. OneNote Class Notebook has a collaboration space. And within that collaboration space, I've chosen to have a vocabulary space, which is a word wall. So as students come across words that they're not sure what they mean, they'll add them here, and I'll provide definitions, and we'll come back and revisit them. We also have a parking lot section for questions that come up that aren't relevant at the time or not a good time for questions, or we're not in technology, and so we have a question here like that. Within the content library, so the collaboration spaces kids can add in Content library is like your master handouts. So I have my handouts that I can distribute. So 7th grade is working on problem solving. And this is the handout we're working off of. When I want to distribute a handout, I would click on distribute page, and each student would have this page in their section. So if we click on the sample student I made, you can see, drops down, Ash Ketchum has handouts, quizzes, journal, and class notes. This is a handout, so I click on handouts, and there it is. The student can write directly onto this. The student can draw. The student can dictate, and this is also readable in Immersive Reader. The other thing that we have are journal prompts, and I've added in class notes. Class notes, I have just an overview of what we covered in class based off of photos I took and videos that were taken, also that Ben Tonelli took as well. So that way, if a student misses class or misses a concept, or because I only see them once every 6 days and they might need a refresher of what we worked on last, that information lives here and gets passed out into their class notes section so that they have access to it, and they can also add on if they'd like to. And then, as always, this can be opened in Immersive Reader, so if they're not sure or need help reading, they are able to click on it and hear the word. Sometimes it'll come up with a picture. This one is just reading me the words. Clearly, it doesn't have the images embedded, so this would not be a great one, but then we have right here the notes. So that's a little bit of class notebook, and we'll go into how to build one next time. If you want to get started, I recommend trying a sample notebook and just getting used to the format and the layout of this setting, and enjoy, have fun.